Press record. Share my screen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the What's the Buzz monthly chat series. Sorry for a little bit of tweaking here. We had to get some of our audio issues. That's what happens when you go live, right? Things happen. And that's, well, what can we say? But anyway, apologize for starting a little bit late today, but welcome to our What's the Buzz monthly chat series. I am your host, Amy Keenan, founder of the ISV Society. We have these 20-minute monthly chats every month, the second Tuesday of every month at 4 p.m. Eastern here on Zoom and LinkedIn Live. So welcome everyone to our chat today. I'm so excited to have Eric here from Metafile, who's going to talk about unlocking the benefits of moving to the cloud with ERP and AP automation. So, Eric, are you ready to kick things off?
I am very ready. I mean, now that I've had to change systems and and I have my ears set in, I think I am ready to go.
I know we did a dry run this morning. Everything was great, and then
that's okay.
Oh well.
Hey, what's the buzz? You gotta be able to adapt and stay flexible and be agile. I mean, and those are all part of really the reason why we're starting to see more and more that agility and just ability to expand and pivot on a dime is really what's starting to be more important than maybe a fancy UI or something that is I guess. I've thought a lot about this on why everyone's going to the cloud, because I think the cloud's been around for a long time, but I think AP automation has been a part of maybe some of the laggard side because it's always been kind of held so close to the heart. And I think that with AP automation going to the cloud, we're going to see a whole new revolution on what's coming and what the art of the possible will be when you look at AP automation. I mean, what do you think is going on right now when you think about the cloud and you think about what are you seeing? I mean, Amy, you're in touch with more than just a few of us. So, what are your thoughts?
Right. It's interesting because obviously the cloud's been around a long time, right? But a lot of us are still learning, embracing, figuring it all out. So it's still rather new in this space because we have all of the things going on, all of the GP moving, GP, obviously that's a big thing. What are people doing when they're migrating off of or moving to another ERP off of GP? Then they might have GP hosted in the cloud, but what's next for them? There's just a lot of things that we have to think about and take a step back. Are we truly SaaS enabled? Do we have a cloud solution that is going to grow with us, scale with us, move with us, right? So we have to think about a lot of things and it's not just looking at even just ERP for that matter for moving to the cloud. There's all different things that we have to consider moving to the cloud, not just that. So, and do they all work together and talk to each other? So it's really time to take that step back and really look at your whole business and what it entails to move to the cloud, not just one thing, but everything. That's what I think.
No, that's a great summary, and it's a good lead into the pun of taking that 60-foot view right from the clouds, looking down at your overall environment. And as much as we know that it's important to move the ERP and our AP automation into the cloud, it's really moving with the rest of the IT environment as they go into the cloud. Mm-hmm. Because not only do you have to find a hosted solution that's going to offer you the security and the confidence to be able to move forward and advance and not be as worried about security breaches. I mean, the last thing any of us want is to be the reason for a security breach. But by moving to the cloud, you put the liability onto Microsoft or Amazon or Google's, onto their shoulders as they host your platform, and it allows you to take everything to the cloud, not just the AP automation. I think that it also really sets you up for, talking about the future. If we talk about the future and we're so focused on the automation and the accounting side of it, but really it's the real-time data and analytics, the capability of having that, at the tip of your fingers with a few button strokes I think that's what's changing the realm and the world for all of us. at Metafile, we always talk about how we deal in the currency of time. Like our ROI is giving time back to our customers because we're able to increase that automation, give them the data and analytics so that they can make quicker decisions. They're able to, utilize OpEx dollars in other areas because they're not paying for data centers within the basements of their buildings anymore. And they're starting to be able to go to the hosted solution. So there's a lot of ability to see an immediate return, not even just in dollars and cents, but also in the ability of just time back for their folks to be focused on other projects.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how much time do you spend in the cloud? In a week?
I mean, I think probably all day.
Right.
Because all of everything I use is cloud-based. Yeah. So, and that's the other thing to think about, even today, what you're using, even at home, right? We are using cloud all of the time, even at home. And we have our phones backed up into the cloud, our pictures, our banking is all done in the cloud. We've even not consumer centric and business centric, everything is, as we know, moving to the cloud, whether we like it or not.
Right.
And it's time to really embrace it and figure out what's the best for you and your business as you're evolving and growing and thinking about that migration or that re-implementation or whatever it is. And of course, customers are working with their partners really closely on this and figuring out what's best for them. And that's what it comes down to.
Well, and I think the partners play such a massive role in this evolution that we're going to see over the next, albeit 5 years. I think that because their ability to not only guide the customer to feel confident in the decision, but also to make that flawless transition to the new ERP or to bringing their current ERP into a cloud environment is really going to open the doors for customers to start thinking outside the box. To start finding different ways to grow their business or start looking at how they can. Yeah, I mean, the growing your business part alone, I think we could spend 20 minutes just on that.
Right.
Right.
And then, and thinking about
the future.
Right. The cloud is the future. And when you are looking at the cloud, obviously there's different hosted platforms too, there's Azure, there's Amazon Web Services. So they even have to look at it from that standpoint. Where is their data going to be? So that they feel comfortable about where it is too, and look at that angle of it as well. And then of course, as you mentioned, having it in the cloud, that means it's really anytime, anywhere access. It's always readily available. So you can access it from different devices. You can access it when you're on vacation. Not that I recommend it, but it's just having that agile, that flexibility, right? And that peace of mind.
Right. Well, and I mean, and you hit the nail on the head because you said already just now that all your apps are in the cloud, and you spend your whole day on the cloud. But think about now the workforce and how much of the workforce is working a hybrid role, whether it be from home for half the time and in the office. And there was such a large expense around the VPNs and making sure all the security was in place. But now, by knowing that you're paid for a hosted cloud environment, you can now allow the workforce to work from anywhere, improving overall productivity, and therefore, getting even more ROI from making that decision.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the buzz around moving to the cloud, although we've all been talking about it for so long, I think the buzz now is around what can we do in the cloud? What's the possibilities that we've never even thought of? Now that we have the time and we have the manpower and the capabilities, not only does our ERP and our AP automation platform matter because they have to be tied into the cloud and how you're choosing to use it, but then it's also how does it benefit the customer base that you're focusing on? If you're focusing on a certain customer base, you need to understand exactly what it is that they need from your process, your platform, as well as, what makes their day-to-day jobs easier.
Right.
And so as we focus on manufacturing, distribution, wholesale, being able to streamline that supply chain management is a huge cost. That if we can reduce that cost and allow them to make decisions with data in real time, we're now allowing our customers to be able to be, cutting edge and just-in-time decisions to always be in front of in front of, in front of time, in front of that currency that we give back to them. And so, we always circle back to the currency of time, because really with MetaViewer, it's a view into your future, and your future is a lot better when you're able to automate your process, not even just, the accounts payable. You should be able to automate your whole process and bring it all together. The automated workflow is it is the best way to reduce errors and eliminate that manual stress. Like, the more times there's a manual input, the more chance there is for, as I call it, fat fingers to type in the wrong number.
Right. And I like that you brought up manufacturing distribution, because obviously, I mean, it's holiday season, right? They are ramping up. Like, it's going to be their busiest time of year. So what more could you ask for than having all of this put in place before you get to busy seasons, before you have to think about, I have all of these things that are going on. I have all these things I got to move to the cloud, or processes that I need to streamline. Why not get it in place before all the craziness of the holidays, to make everyone's lives and jobs easier from that standpoint too? And like you mentioned, it's not just one piece. You have to look at all the different pieces. And in manufacturing distribution, there's a lot of pieces that are moving parts, and a lot of things you can automate, a lot of different processes. So I like that you use this example, just because of what's going on right now as well in manufacturing and distribution alone. It's just a crazy time for them. So yeah,
it is a crazy time. I mean, and we also find that they are the customer base. It seems to be maybe leading the charge a bit in moving ERPs, kind of making that decision to follow, to be the leaders and to move into a newer ERP that is cloud-based, bringing in automation, and really just adapting. The quicker that we can all adapt to the changes and just be in front of disruptions, the quicker I think that any company can offer a global operation, because you have the ability to be accessed from around the world at any time through a platform that can speak in any currency. I mean, so that's the game changer for me.
Yeah, definitely. So I love that you use this example today, because I think it's very fitting.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, I think it is too. And I also think that, I think you could find a way to fit them into to all of the, all the verticals out there. But manufacturing distribution for the next 2 months definitely is one that, we're going to see a lot of packages on people's front steps. So
yes. And so having, like you mentioned, not just AP automation, right? There's so many things you can streamline and automate to help everything, all your workflows, all your distribution processes, to make sure things are getting shipped out on time, delivered on time, invoiced on time. Like, there's just so many things to think about. And,
agreed.
Obviously you want to have everything in place before busy season, just to make everybody's lives easier, or think about it, getting in place for next season, whatever it may be, but it has to happen sooner rather than later. That's for sure.
And I agree. I mean, I wish we could get it in place for this season, but I do think it's a great opportunity to speak to the customer base, just to engage in the conversations with our partners and with their partners, so that the customer base goes through this year, with the thought of cloud, and how it could, what is the art of the possible? How much better could it be? What would we do with all that time that we get back? And then we use the 365 days from today to get ready for next year. So that next year, 2025, we're looking at a very smooth holiday season. And I mean, and what's the buzz will be? You heard it here first.
Yes. So again, thank you. Can you believe, I know we started a little bit late, and it is 4:20, so I don't want to go over, because I know we say it's only 20 minutes, and I don't want to take up everyone's time, because again, it is busy season for all of us, because we all are working on different things. And thank you again for being a part of the November What's the Buzz monthly chat, Eric. I'm so glad we had a chance to share some of this buzzworthy information, and this being recorded, so feel free to watch the recording. Thank you all who joined us here live, and especially on LinkedIn Live. We truly do appreciate it. Make sure you share this with other people on your team that may benefit from ERP and thinking about the cloud and moving to the cloud, and AP automation and everything that's involved with the benefits of moving to the cloud, which we can all know that it's important to think about and keep in mind as we think about new processes that we want to put in place and automate as well.
There you go. Well, hey, thank you very much, Amy. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.